Year 2. Right, good morning. First of all, can I apologise? First of all, I need to apologise because I just can't get it to work. So basically, I can't log into the assembly so that people can see it in the classrooms because the login's just not working. So what I'm doing is I'm going to record it anyway, and then I'll upload it to YouTube, and then people can see it later. But you, of course, are in here live, and you can see it straight away, which is really good. Okay, last week, who can remember in last week's music assembly what we looked at? What did we look at in last week's music assembly? You would have been in your classroom and you would have been watching it. Can you remember what it was? You weren't paying attention, that's fine. Thank you for your honesty. Yes, can you remember what it was? What? We did do something that was a little bit like a Mexican clap. You're absolutely right, but no, it wasn't. We did do a Mexican clap to start with, but there was something else.
A Mexican song.
It wasn't a Mexican song either. No. Yes?
We're talking about sea shanties.
Fantastic, thank you so much. We were talking about sea shanties. Can anyone remember why do we have sea shanties? Why did sailors on ships sing sea shanties? That's not an easy thing to say, that. Why did sailors on the ships sing sea shanties? Yes? Oh, lovely.
It's maybe because they're a bit bored and they got to think of something to use and they're going to sing.
Fantastic. Yes, they would have been very bored on their boats with not a lot to do, so they needed something to fill the time in. So they used to sing songs. Yeah, so they used to sing songs to fill the time in. Is there another reason why? Because they're really, really, really bored, so they had to think of something to do, so they were really bored. So, yeah, they filled their time in by singing sea shanties. But there was another reason that they sung those sea shanties, and the reason why lots of us sing, because of this. Yes, sir, you there. Fantastic. Do you know what? That is a very, very good answer. And the reason is because singing makes us feel happy. It's really good for us. It releases things in our body that make us feel good. So well remembered. Fantastic. Have you got one more thing to say?
They used it so they didn't get seasick.
Oh yeah, to help them with their seasickness. Yeah, sailors at sea would have definitely been seasick. Thank you very much, Year 2, for your answers. So what we're going to do this week is we're going to do something a little bit different with our sea shanties. Some people have been creating and making their own in the classroom, and people have been coming up to me this week. Thank you very much to those people that have been doing that and sharing their sea shanties with me. Lots of them have been about me. What should we do with Mr. Andre? What should we do with Mr. Andre? What should we do with Mr. Andre? Lock him in the cupboard and things like that. So I'm not too happy about those ones, but we had yeah, it's right. Just me earlier, mate. Right, so last week we created our own one in assembly. This one was, I really like this one. This one was, what should we do with a broken ship? What should we do with a broken ship? What should we do with a broken ship? Let's try and repair it. I liked that one a lot. That was really good. But what they also did with their sea shanties on their boats, the sailors, is they did something called call and response. Does anyone think they know what call and response, what could that mean? Call and response. What do you reckon that might mean? In the classroom, you could, well, no, yeah, in the classroom, in a minute when you watch this, you could ask the same. What do you think call and response means? Yes?
It means you said something, you replied to someone and then they replied back.
Do you know what? That is exactly right. That is spot on, and that's what used to happen on the boats. The captain, let me move this back a little bit, the captain, he used to start the sea shanty, and the shipmates on the boats, used to reply. So the captain would go, "What shall we do?" And then the shipmates will reply, "With the grumpy pirate." And then they would go, "What shall we do?" What shall we do? Early in the... Nice. See, that's what they did. Okay, so we'll give it a go. Okay, I'm going to be the captain. I'm going to call, and you are going to respond. Okay, are you ready? What shall we do? What shall we do? What shall we do? Early. Nice. That was really good. But do you know what? I think it would be better if one of you was the captain. So, do we have any captains that could come out and do the start bit? What should we do? What should we do? What should we do? Right, Miss Norcutt, would you like to choose a captain, please? No pressure.
Henry.
Come on in, Henry. Do you want the captain's stool, Henry? No thanks, it's there in case you don't want a captain's stool, okay? Right, so you're going to have to be, because you're the captain of the ship, you are going to have to be really loud, and your shipmates are going to have to respond. Okay, can you remember the words? Will it be better if we put them there and you read them? Ready? Nice and ready, nice and loud.
What shall we do? What shall we do? What shall we do? What shall we do? A lie.
Nice! Captain, nice job. Right, go sit down, we get somebody else up being a captain in a minute because we got another bit. Wait a minute. We got another part to our song. We've not only have we got what should we do with the grumpy pirate, what should we do with the grumpy pirate? Oh, I'm missing a bit of blue tack. I think it's on the bottom of my foot. Feels like it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think you're right. Hey! So we got a whole song. I'll tell you what we do. We sing the whole song together first of all, and then we do call and response, and I'll be the captain, and then we get a couple of other people out here being captains. You ready? Here we go. The first part we know quite well. Let's do that first. Ready? All together. What shall we do with the grumpy pirate? What shall we do with the grumpy pirate? What shall we do with the grumpy pirate? Early in the morning. Hooray! And up she rises. Hooray! And up she rises. Hooray! And up she rises early in the morning. What do you think that means then? Hooray! And up she rises. What's that all about? What do you think that's about? What do you think that's about?
It's all about, if you say hooray and something rises, it will go higher and higher and higher.
Oh, so something's going higher and higher and higher. I wonder what could be rising. What do you think might be rising? Yes. What do you think might be rising?
The sun.
The sun might be rising. Do you know what? I think that's a good idea. The sun coming up would make us feel happy, wouldn't it? And we would say hooray. So I think you might be right. So, hooray and up she rises. Hooray and up she rises. Hooray and up she rises early in the morning. The next bit, here's the next bit. Listen to the next bit, and then we sing it together. It's do a little jig and make him smile. Do a little jig and make him smile. Do a little jig and make him smile early in the morning. What's a jig? Who could tell me what is a jig? Yes, what's a jig? It does mean you're wiggling, yeah. You will wiggle if you have a jig, but is there something else? What is a jig? Yes, what's a jig? It is, it's like a little dance. Does anybody think they could do a little jig? Does anyone think they can do a little jig? Not the adults jigging, come on. Do it. Let's have a little look. Come and do a little jig. Come and do a little jig. I'll sing the words, and when I say do a little jig, you do a little jig, yeah? You ready? Go in the camera, go in the camera. Do you want someone to do it with you? Yeah, go on, she's would you like to do it with him? Evie. Come on in, Evie. Are you ready? Oh, nice boots. You could do a good jig in these. Right, girls, you need to, can you see that this is the camera? So you need to move over this way. Move over this way so that people can see you on the camera. Ready? Okay, brilliant. Right, so when I sing do a little jig and make him smile, we've got to do a little jig, okay? You ready? Do a little jig and make him smile. Do a little jig and make him smile. Do a little jig and make him smile. Early in the morning. Oh, give them a round of applause for their jigging. Good jigging, girls. Thanks very much. It's good jigging, that, wasn't it? and then after the do a little jig and make it smile, it just goes back to what should we do with the grumpy sailor. So there aren't that many lyrics, there aren't that many words in this song. It's quite a simple song. It's very old. So let's have a little go together, all together, and then we do a call and response, boys. Just waiting. Still waiting. Thank you. Do a call and response, and then we get some people out here being captains and see if they can do it. Ready? You ready? All together. What should we do with a grumpy sailor? What do you do with a grumpy pirate? What do we do with a grumpy pirate? Early in the morning. Hooray! And up she rises. Hooray! And up she rises. Hooray! And up she rises. Early in the morning. Stop there a minute. We will carry on. I think when we do the hooray, we need to do this because you're pirates and you're captains. You're on a boat and you're happy. So, hooray! Hooray!
Hello.
I couldn't log in today, so I'm recording it and I'm going to upload it so people can see it.
Excellent.
Okay, so when we go hooray, because we're happy, I think we need to do a proper hooray. Okay, can we do that? Ready? Hooray! Nice, I like that. Thank you very much. Are you ready? Let's start from the beginning again. What should we do with a grumpy pirate? What should we do with a grumpy pirate? What should we do with a grumpy pirate? Early in the morning. Ready? Hooray! And up she rises. Hooray! And up she rises. Hooray! And up she rises early in the morning. Brilliant!
Do they know what they mean by hooray and up she rises?
We've talked about this,
Yeah.
and we had some really good suggestions, but somebody thought, oh, it's Louis, I think it's Louis. He said the sun.
It could be absolutely the who rises, the sun. It's a
Because that
really
would make
good
us happy,
idea.
wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
it would. It would. It's also, I believe, the ship as it's going out on the waves, and she's rising with the waves and everything like that as well. So it could be the sun or the waves. I like the sun better. I think it's
Yeah, it's a
better.
nice one. It would cheer us up, wouldn't it?
Good.
Nice, Mrs. Syme. Mrs. Syme's a bit of a boat expert.
Mr. Andre, as well, if you needed, at the proms, on the last night of the proms,
Yeah.
they have the sea shanty bit that you could share next week.
Oh, yeah, lovely. Thanks. That's nice. Thanks, Mrs. Syme.
Oh,
Oh, what's that?
the door.
You didn't see that, but Mrs. Syme just walked into the door. It's a shame we didn't video it. We could have sold that for millions. Right. And I think, because we got the hooray, and up she rises, I think for this next bit, we need to stand up. Stand up. Shh. Remember, we need to be socially distanced, not looking at each other. We need to be safe. Okay, so I think, in fact, I think we could just stand up for the whole song. Because then we really concentrate, we're really getting into it. So we got a hooray, up she rises. But I also think when we do a little jig, you could do a little jig, okay? So do a little jig and make him smile. Do a little jig and make him smile. Do a little jig and make him smile early in the morning. Brilliant. I can see lots of people jigging. And I like that, but I can't see any of the adults jigging, which is disappointing because they need to jig as well. Okay, so we do it again. Ready? Otherwise, we'll get you in front of the camera jigging. Ready? Do a little jig and make him smile. Do a little jig and make him smile. Do a little jig and make him smile early in the morning. What should we do with it? What should we do with a grumpy pirate? What should we do? Early in the morning. Hooray! 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 Early in the morning. Do a little jig. Do a little jig. Do a little jig. Early in the morning. What should we do with her? What should we do with her? What should we do with her? Early in the morning. Hooray! 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 Early in the morning. Do a little jig. Do a little jig. Do a little jig. Early in the morning. One more time. What should we do with her? What should we do? What should we do? Early in the morning. Hooray! 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 This is good. Ready? Do a little jig. Do a little jig. Do a little jig. Early in the morning. Fantastic. Give yourselves a round of applause and take a seat. Well done. You are amazing. Okay. So to finish, what we're going to do is I'm going to ask people in the classrooms and you, okay, what I'd like you to do, a little bit of homework actually, is I want you to try and find songs about the sea. Okay, songs about the sea, or sailing, or boats, and then let me know. So let your teacher know, and then let me know, and we'll share some of those in our assemblies. A song that I had on when we were walking in was called Orinoco Flow. And that, do you? And that was about sailing. So what we're going to do, just for the end, is we'll have a little, just to sit quietly and a bit of a calm down and then listen to the song. To it, think about what it makes you think of. This is about saving lives. Okay, right, we have Miss Hunter's class. Would you like to stand up for me, please? Thank you very much for being lovely, Miss Hunter's class. Have a lovely rest of your day. Look after your adults. It's kind. Let's see. Who's going next? Is that Mrs. Price's class in the middle there? Thank you, Mrs. Price's class. Look after Mrs. Price today, you lot. Have a lovely day. Thank you for being lovely. Lovely Mrs. Lewis's class. Look after Mrs. Lewis today, you lot. Have a lovely day. Can't hear lots of lovely things about you today.